Good evening. Welcome to Mighty Ox Trading. How's everyone tonight? Hope you had a great weekend. And we'll see what we can do tonight. Did some tweaking to my strategies over the weekend after last week's bad week. And didn't really test them out much today, but so we'll see what we can see tonight. Overall, oops, I have these arrows here that I need to get rid of. But overall, we saw a pretty down day in the markets, at least on the indices. You can see that the Nasdaq kind of opened up and it was flat most of the night, and then this morning it just whoosh, whoosh down over 350 points, or about 350 points. Of course, the S&P did the same. I just haven't marked it off. But the S&P whooshed down 100, no, 80, somewhere around 80 points. Don't make me do hard math. The UltraBond, usually it likes when everything else, and today was no different. Whoosh, up from a low of down here, which was about 4 points. So $4,000 on the Treasury. Gold, gold and them dar charts. Gold was kind of sideways almost all day, really. Copper giving us a signal. Check that here in a second. Only about a 10-point range on gold today, so it really didn't move much. So let's see what copper's telling us. Copper's giving us a buy signal. Not a lot of oomph on it right now. We have downtrending everything, so we'll wait on that. Do you see that Nasdaq gave us a buy signal here 3 minutes ago? It's headed up about 3.5 points since. But it's kind of rangy right now. We'll see if it can get above this range here. See, it's topped out this level several times in the past half an hour. Once, twice, 3 times. So we also need to get above that range. Crude oil today went up and then came down. Well, what goes up must come down, or so they say. About a 2.5 point, a little more than a 2.5 point range. And then the natural gas, which is different than the unnatural gas. Uh, about a over 300 tick range. So a lot of movement this morning, really. It's really started this morning, and I was on this morning, and I didn't barely take anything. Story of my life. Oops. I need to turn off my speakers. That makes more sense. There we go. I was listening to Christmas music before I came on. Not on the headphones, because my headphones are falling apart. So I just use them when I need to, when I need a mic. Okay, is there anything we didn't check? We checked the bonds, we checked the gold, we checked the Nasdaq, we checked the copper, checked the ES, the crude, the gas. We didn't have to check the Russell. Let's check the Russell. Russell made that same move, basically. But it kind of started way back here. It slowly went down. Where's my other yellow line? Oh, all the way up there. Boop, 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 boop. So the Russell had about a 60-point move. That's $3,000. It's a big move for the Russell. The Dow, which I've kind of started looking at again a little bit. I don't think I'm sure about yellow lines on the Dow anywhere. No, I don't. Well, that's kind of hard on the eyes. Horizontal line. Yep. And Dow made pretty much the same move as the Nasdaq and all the others. Looks like about a 500, little over a 500 point drop. So everything was shooting down today. I want to thank you all for joining me. Those of you who've come in here as we head toward the 8 o'clock hour this evening. Should see some volume pick up. Maybe find some stuff to trade then. Remember to say hello in the chat. Tell me how your weekend was. Tell me if you're trading, if you traded today at all. So we missed a nice move here on Crude. It's bigger. That's not as big of a move as I thought it was. So far, 7 ticks. So I've adjusted over the weekend. I did some testing and I did some adjusting, and I'm trying to shoot for a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Some 1.5 to 1. Gold I'm doing 1.5 to 1. Crude I'm doing 1.5 to 1. But I might try for 2 to 1. But we'll see. Some testing out, trying to find have a better chance of having consistent green days. 2 weeks ago I had 5 straight green days, and that was wonderful. And last week I had 5 straight red days, and that was horrible. So, that 2 weeks ago I went up by $1,000. If I could do $1,000 a week, I would be happy. I would be a happy ox. Last week I lost $700. That doesn't make me happy. So I gotta find some consistency, and I gotta, at if I can get everything to 2 to 1, if I can find the right combination, 2 to 1, I can be wrong 66.7% of the time and still break even. Now I don't think will ever be wrong that often. Since I started this gauntlet, I have a 47% win rate, and I'm right around break even. I'm a little less than break even. But in the last 2 weeks, I'm over 50%. But at 2 to 1 risk or reward, 47%. I think I could do better, but 47% would still be profitable. Hey, Walt. Today I took 2 trades on ES, lost both, and just kind of watched and charted from there. And great job. Yeah. Did you grab part of that big move down today? Oh. Well, green is green. Basically, this weekend I redid all my strategy to try and find 1.5 to 1 to 2.2 to 1 risk to reward where I'm not losing more than $100 per trade. So if I trade NQ, then it's like 5 points, looking for either 7.5 or 10 points, or I might do micros where I can look for bigger moves because 5 points is a little tight on NQ. But almost everything I now have, like 10 tick stop loss on gold on crude is $100. 3 tick stop loss on the UltraBonds is $93. And I just did that for every asset. That way, I would have to lose 16 straight trades in order to hit my daily loss. And if I ever lose 16 straight trades, then I'm just going to retire from this trading thing and find something else to do. Oh, that happens. It's no different than me there staring at the charts and seeing this big move and just once a move starts happening, then I'm hesitant to get in because I'm like, if I get in now, this is for the bottom and it's going to reverse. So, it's like, I don't know. 'Cause, 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 'cause So, hoping for better things on this trading day. There's 14 trading days until the end of the year. I would really, 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 really like to get funded by New Year's Eve. That would start 2022 off the right way. 75K. See gold pushing up here. This would have been a nice move here. We got the buy signal back here. Downtrending band, still downtrending. So you see, it pulled back just like I would expect it. Hugged this line. Good entry would have been here. Better entry would have been here. Waiting until, or the best entry would have been waiting at least until it broke here, where you can see it kind of, that was the high of this move before it pulled back. So this candle, and it's gone 86.9 to 88.3. It's going about 15 ticks so far. So I'm going to hit our profit target from there. So yeah, my profit target's 4,300. I'm a bit in the hole right now. So I need to average about $350 for the next 14 days if I'm to get funded by the end of the year. Should be very doable, I say. But yet, I don't know. Copper giving us a signal here 1 minute before the top of the hour. Top of the hour always makes things go kind of wild for copper at 8 p.m. Eastern for some reason. So we'll see what it does here. Nasdaq's pushing up too. It's above its high of this session now. This buy signal looks like it would have been a good entry for us. We also have the fun of FMOC this week. Okay, so we're at the top of the hour. CNQ kind of pushing up. Not really. It's only a point and a half, which isn't a lot for NQ. Little pullback on Kappa. Russell's moving up. S&P red candle. Crude's being weird. Copper again giving us a buy signal. I don't know. Looks kind of sideways right now. The SMA line's sideways. The bands are kind of sideways. Not a lot of volume at all. Volume is 9. And there's bouncing off the SMA, so we'll wait on even looking at copper right now. Gold would have been a good entry. I was eating supper then. Hey, Lennox, how you doing, man? How was your weekend? eh, $45 isn't too bad. Glad to see I'm not the only one today that didn't take advantage of those huge drops on the indices. So far, I've taken the biggest loss, but you know. Oh, okay. You gotta do micros until you build up a cushion, and then eventually switch to minis, or just stay with micros all the time, or what are you thinking? UltraBond giving us a signal, but not a lot of volume right now yet. Yeah, you're right. I was just telling Walt, I think, right before you came on, that I changed my strategy around this weekend. Everything is now designed to be 1.5 to 1 to 2 to or better, preferably 2 to 1 reward to risk, and nothing, no trade should lose more than $100 unless there's like slippage and it takes like an extra tick or two when it if I stop out. So everything's designed to lose no more than 100. Everything's designed to make at least 150 or 200 or so. Like my old strategy for copper was 20 tick profit target, 15 tick stop loss. But that 15 tick stop loss on copper was $187. Just too big of a hit right now, you know. And so I changed that now to 16 tick by 8 tick. Last week I had 5 straight red days, and the problem was, and I had a better than 50% win rate. But the problem was, I was there playing with micros on the Nasdaq. I won like 4 straight Nasdaq trades in a row. I switched to mini, Nasdaq mini instead of micro. I took one $200 loss and wiped out the four micro trades. So I figured I needed consistency across everything that I trade, or no more than $100 loss at any one time, and hopefully shooting. If I shoot for 2 to 1, that means I can be wrong 66.7% of the time, and still be break even. And I don't think I'll be wrong that much. And I can lose 16 straight trades before hitting my daily stop, and my daily loss limit. I'm sorry. And if I ever lose 16 straight trades, then I'm just going to quit and find something else to do. So this crude right here, that would have been a great trade as well. This is right before I came on the air, so on the air. I'm not sure if that's right. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, it gave me 20 ticks. Yeah, and it's such an easy concept when you think about it. I mean, the concept is if you win 50% of your trades and you have a better, a higher reward to risk ratio, that's success. But the whole then when you try and execute it, it just doesn't seem to work that way. Gold and crude. Okay, crude's giving me a short signal with an uptrending SMA. Yeah, gold's kind of doing the same thing. Gold looks like it wants to bounce off the SMA. It already bounced off of it once and continued going. This is a more profound move downward. It does look like the SMA is kind of flattening. Top band is flattened. See, copper gave me this short signal here. I didn't take it because it sometimes does weird stuff right there at the top of the hour, at this time of the evening, and then now it's going to make me regret not taking it because it just would have. Well, it's just about to hit that 16 tick profit target. It's hit 15 ticks so far. I also think I'll be able to do much better with this whole thing once I can like. I don't. I think trading during the day is a lot harder than trading overnight, and so eventually I want to move to my trading to overnight into the close. I mean into the New York Open, and then sleep during the day. So that short signal here would have reached my profit target on copper. So that was first missed opportunity of the evening. Gold coming down. These bands being sideways make me think this is gonna kind of range for a bit. Big move here down on crude. I mean, big by 8 ticks. I just trying to bend those bands. You never can tell when they start bending the bands right after an uptrend. You don't know whether it's going to cause a bounce back up or if it's going to continue going down. If I had caught this on this candle, I would have jumped in. Because it looks like this is going to work, but I could have got some ticks out of that. Copper's continuing to wave at me and tell me how much of a fool I am for not taking that trade. Nasdaq's kind of sideways now. If we would have taken this trade in this buy, which is right as I started the stream, it'll be up three ticks. I mean 3 points, but seems to be rangy right now. Rangy mutt. Oh, big move down here. So copper's losing itself here. Let's go take a look at some. Oh, I never moved the things on copper. So let's move the things on copper. Copper's already below its yesterday lows. Let's see. Let's look for, well, it's been a while since it's been this low. There we are. December 6th, it looks like. Let's take a look at support and resistance here. Oh, we're right near this one. This is considered one support point or one resist. Yeah, support. Right here before it blew up at 3 in the morning. And then the other one will be here. And after that, nope, yeah, back here. So that's the three major resistance areas if it continues to come down. Other than that, then then we'll have to go back all the way back here to the 1st of December. So we'll see what it does. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Right now, though, it's just going, haha, you didn't take me. So gold did give us this short signal, and you see it kind of bounced off the SMA line. I mean, the EMA line, 200 EMA. I don't follow the 200 EMA as much of the 1 minute chart, but that was a nice bounce off of it. I don't think normally it done me here. It hung around it for a little bit, but that seems to have more of an importance in a higher time frame. Well, there's not much going on. Let's look back at gold for today. I did think I did most of the charting. Maybe I didn't know. That's right. I kind of stopped here. See where this goes. This never goes anywhere. This is where I would have to stop for the day. Boom, boom. Right about break even. Okay. So, charting out 1.5 to 1. You see here, this would have been a win. Now, this is one, if I tried for 2 to 1, I wouldn't have got it, and it would have ended up stopping me at break even a little above. But this would have got 2. This didn't get 1, so that was a failure. Oh, something's going on. Hold on. Oh, big moves down here on the NASDAQ. And I believe on the ES and the Russell. Sudden move down here at 8:15. It's down 3.5 points, hitting the Bollinger Band. The Bollinger Band's not bending there. You see, Bollinger Band's staying straight. That that makes me pause to not want to jump in here. But now maybe we have a new candle, new short signal. And now the bands are bending. Bands are bending. So let's bring up an NQ chart. NQ, 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 NQ. MNQ, I think I want. that what I want? I don't remember. I don't think I programmed this yet either. MNQ 5. Yeah, this is right actually. But now it's kind of bouncing off the bands. Still giving me that short signal. How much time do we have here? 15 seconds. Sell market. Maybe not. No. Went away. Ooh. Okay. Fine. We're in. Took some slippage on that in too with the market order. See how we do. Oops. Guess you'd like to see that. There we go. Chart. See what we get. We're in on 5 micros. Looking for 15 points. I think normally once I get the trades, uh, the automatic trade management programmed in NinjaTrader, it'll probably be 10 points this time of day, honestly. But I didn't get that done yet. I forgot. I started doing them last night, and I kind of forgot. Crude giving us a signal. Let's jump over there, see what's going on. It's trying to come back up, it looks like. Eyes on the NQ right now. So I got in at 16.99, 16.099. Hit a low so far of 16, only 16.096. It's only gone 3 points. Let's see if it continues. It's back up to break even, popping back up. Crude, again giving us a signal over here, wanting attention. It's popping back up above an SMA, above the SMA line. We'll kind of watch it. NQ looks like it wants to. Well, maybe we'll see. The SMA line has trended downward now. Looking for $150 on this trade. Stop loss is at 100. As you can see, my stop is well above the SMA line. Matter of fact, it's up by the 3rd band. So that'd be an interesting. It's really. I mean, will it come all the way back up? It could. For those of you here on YouTube, I would appreciate it if you could hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so. That way you get notifications whenever I go live. I do go live five days a week most weeks. That said, next week will only be 4 days. I don't plan on streaming on Christmas Eve, even though the market is open till I think noon. Okay, we're coming back down here on the NASDAQ now, back into profit. Be interested to see where this goes. Market showed a lot of weakness today. As you can see, we're still above the low of the session and the low of the yesterday. See if it continues to try and head down. First area to watch. Oops, just moved that whole thing. First area to watch is back here. Came down, up, down, exhausted, start going back up from there. Hit a low of 16,094. And it looks like that's where we just bounced. Yeah, we just bounced around that same area. 16,095. It seems to be struggling in that area. We are up $34 right now in this trade. Oh, there we go. Okay, it broke that 94 area. See if it can continue to show strength down. It's right at that resistance point. You can see this red line here. Right there, going through that same candle there. So it's trying to get through this area. There's the big part of me is tempted to cut it here and take this win, but ow. Oh, there we go. Still struggling right at this area. Crude oil still wanting attention. Right at 94.25, 94.50, right where it struggled here and then bounced back up. So we'll see if we can break it. Oh, bounce there again. Green candle up. Still up $46 on this trade. The question is can it get through this 16,094 level and continue downward? Trying again. Lots of drop. Ooh, big move down there. It's now lower than there, lower than that last support area. Let's see where we're next. Next support area is right here at 16,089, where this big candle rose up right at 7 o'clock Eastern. You see we already bounced, and we're bounced back up to 1695, 095. Oh, big bounce. 4-point candle. The question is it going to rise back up to the SMA line and then bounce down, or is it going to just continue to go down from here? Or is it going to break my heart and go up and bust through that SMA line and rush toward my stop? I admit these two green candles here are making me a bit nervous. Ouch, back just about back to break even here. Still watching this. It's a bit indecisive. Did come up toward the SMA line, and then SMA line kind of scared it off. Well, I'm gonna move my stop loss down some because if it comes all the way back and all the way up toward these Bollinger Bands, then it's obviously, that's obviously a failed trade. So we'll move it. Where did I get in at? 1609.50.25. So we're gonna move it to 5 point stop now. Gold giving us a signal, and ANG. Gold's broken its SMA line heading downward. And we're back to trying to touch the SMA line here. It's like it's trying to creep up. Just about back to break even. Actually, we're trying to head negative. That bounced off the SMA again. Oh, oh, bounced. Now we're in the back. Now we're in negative. Seems like it's was kind of crawling up here. Let's see what it does. Touch the ATR line to give us an opposite signal. Kind of bounced. Honestly, I don't see it coming back down to this level again. So, part of me says to cut it. I'm down $11 now. Oh, there. Oh, See, it's giving us the opposite signal there now. Uh, yeah. Okay, just stopped us out. So what was up to a $54 winner just stopped us out for a loss. I don't know. Maybe I should have. I probably, once I saw it stair climbing up, I thought it might bounce off the SMA line, but it didn't. So I don't know. Did I manage that wrong? I don't know. I didn't want to be cutting trades early, so I don't know. $56 loss on that. So, which is better than the $100 loss it would have been. And see, now this is what's going to frustrate me. Is look at this. Is if I follow this buy signal, it's going. I mean, look at it go. Wow. I mean, it just decided to reverse and go to a new session high. I should have just hit reverse on it. That quick, it's up 8 points and rising. Copper also giving me a signal. Let's try it, I guess. I'm gonna buy the bid. We're filled. Taking trades. I said I need to take more trades. Let's hope my advice is right. Wish I'd taken this one. Copper's down 3 ticks. Factor break even on copper. There wasn't a lot of follow through in that big move on the NQ here. It went up about 9 points total before falling back. Things are a bit slow. About 22 minutes before the top of the hour. So the next time that we might see some volume coming in when another one of the Asia markets open. Right now we're down 2 ticks on this copper trade. Just took a $56 loss in NQ. Yes, yes I am. I like copper. Up until recently, copper was one of my better performers. It's still one of my top 4 that I like. Hasn't been as consistent for me lately, but yes I do. NQ, ES, gold, copper, UltraBond, Russell, and crude oil. Copper's completely sideways right now. 1 tick down. NQ can be tough to get used to the speed, but once you get used to it, it's kind of fun to trade. Yep, copper's gonna bite me here, I think. 2 ticks from stop out. 1 tick from stop out. And I just got stopped out. Okay, so tonight has not been wonderful so far. Today, as in like the session that the NQ dropped 350 points. So Nasdaq's coming back down. So I got in back here off this short signal, which fired at 16,100. It only went up to 16,1175. Now my normal stop was 10 points there. So it would have stopped me out by 1 point, which it did. I moved my stop, so it only stopped me out for 5 points. But now it's back down below that same level that I got in. So NQ is trying to mess with my mind. Robin, are you the Robin that was once on the Earn to Trade Discord? Yeah, they didn't kick you out. You left because I argued with you and tried to tell you how much of a blowhard you were. That's me. Hi, I'm the Mighty Ox. Yeah, and some worse names you called me as well. I remember. Well, that's how you came across. And no one believed you. And just like you're coming out, 240, 430, 243 points is a slow day for me. And I give away 90% of all my income to charity and so on and all. You just sounded like a huge braggart, just like you do now. And I really don't want you in here. So bye bye. Guys, I'm not usually, just so you know, for those of you who normally tune in, I am not usually rude to people. But this guy was on the Earn a Trade Discord. He was trying to tell everyone that he had this magic strategy that wins 90% of the time, and that he was willing to teach anybody. And it's something to do with Bollinger Bands or something and something and something. And all he did was try and brag and make himself seem like he was some sort of superhuman trader that traded only to give away money, and he never would prove anything when we called him out on it. So that's why I'm being rude to this guy. No, you weren't charging anyone or anything, but whenever someone asked you to prove it um, to anybody openly, you wouldn't. You would only do it somehow privately. So, when you don't want willing to back up your words, everyone's going to call you out until you do. I mean, I could say I win 90% of my trades, but I get stage fright when I come on stream, and that's when I lose. I'm sorry. Well, you know what? You could be a girl, but most of the time, people that act like you are actually guys, unless you're a Kardashian. Plus the fact that like 99% of the people I meet in trading are guys. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and they're right. First of all, I should be using non-gender specific pronouns just because it's the right thing to do anyway. But that said, in trading, you know, Canadian futures trader showed me his demographics, and like 98% of the people that visit his channel are male, and it just seems like it's mostly male. So excuse me while I see how I ban somebody. Okay, I think I did. Okay. Robin's gone. At least I think. If they comment again, I'll know they're not gone. Yeah, that whole male to female thing. I've been trying to, on the Reddit, I even made a post about, females can trade too. There's no reason they can't. I don't understand why it's so male dominated. Yep, I did. I mean, I just knew nothing good was going to come from them being here because, I mean, once they started getting called out on the Discord, they started getting very profane, uh, calling me names because I was the one calling them out, um, and still, wouldn't prove anything. Claim they're making millions a year, wanting to show people privately how they do it, and so on and so forth. I don't want that person here. I'm a nice guy. I'm a very nice guy. I put up with a lot, but there's no reason. I don't want that person in my community. And they give a thumbs down to the stream, like I figured. Hey, John. Um, yeah, if you scroll up, you see a commenter there, Robin. They were on the Earn to Trade Discord a few months back. Big blowhard. Claim they win more than 90% of their trades. They give over 90% of their profits to charity. Was trying to convince people to private them to show them the tricks that they use to win in trades. Wouldn't show it publicly. Wouldn't prove anything, and I called them out on it, and ended up in a huge argument, and they started getting very profane, insulting me, and finally, I think I can't remember if they decided to leave on their own or they got banned. I know they're banned either way, but I think they might have been banned after they left. Anyway, I guess they didn't realize that it was me that's running this stream. That on this Mighty Ox is the same Mighty Ox from there. Decided to come in here and they made a comment like 243 points is a slow day for them. Yeah, I've lost 2 trades so far. Copper and MNQ down like $156. NQ's not just can't decide what it wants to do, so it doesn't have any follow through. Copper, yeah, it was probably I don't know the type. I probably shouldn't have taken that trade because the candle almost took up the entire space between the SMA line and the band, and it came back on me. Um, I pretty much redid my strategy over the weekend, shooting for uh, 1.5 to 2 to 1 reward to risk, and no more than $100 lost per trade. Thank you, Vincent. Yeah, I'm very, very chill most of the time. But I mean, there was something about that guy when he was in the Earn and Trade Discord that, you're there bragging without any backing it up. And what really got me was there was one day he's there bragging and bragging, and that totally, it was an FMOC day. He's there bragging and talking, and we're talking about we started talking about FMOC, and he didn't seem to. I'm sorry, they didn't seem to know what FMOC was, which made me think he's just totally they're just totally lying. So I mean, every trader at this point, unless you're brand new, you know what FMOC is. Once you start trading, if you don't know what FMOC is, you're gonna get yourself in trouble. So I don't like people like that. Be yourself. Don't try and make yourself out to be something you're not. Yeah, I think I'm saying that FOMC, not FMOC. Yeah. But either way, you all knew what I meant. It's all good. I'm sure he'll come and he'll probably go through and downvote all my streams now. I'm sorry, when you start bragging that you win 90% of your trades, you're making millions, and you give all your money away, that just doesn't seem real to me. And if it is real, then prove it. If I let him stay in the community, if I let him continue chatting, he'll be in here every chat, bragging about something or something. It's just not needed. And the thing was that I saw the name Robin, and I didn't even think about the Robin from there up until they said it's a slow day. It was a slow day today, and I'm like, I mean, today when it dropped 350 points, and then they say I still pulled 243 points. That's a slow day for me. That's when I knew. That's when I'm like, are you the Robin that I knew right away it was the same person. So what? 243 points is like $4,600 if my math is right. So that's what they claim is a slow day. Okay, we see gold giving us a buy signal, but it's right on the SMA line. SMA line bands all sideways. NQ also giving us a buy signal, but downtrending Bollinger Bands. SMA line is slightly downtrending, so we're going to see that get back above this previous high here, where it came up before, at about, I think it was like 1611. So it's about 10 points away. Anyway, John, how are you today? Did you trade today? Vincent, how are you tonight? Did you trade? How's everything going? Uh-oh. Gold, of course. It went up 5 ticks. Let's see, pulling back here. Also want to see it break out of above here, or really here, because it came up to that right there twice at 1789.4. I lost on 2 ES trades and then kind of watched to charted out my new strategies to see how they would do, but I didn't take the trades on them for the most part. Copper coming back down. Copper's pretty much a tight range. Great job, Vincent. John, I charted out some from the prior week. I mean, my strategy is not much different than what it was, except for I'm limiting myself to $100 loss per trade, looking for at least $150 to $200 profit. So 1.5 or 2 to 1, and I doing that with either combination of micros or minis, keeping everything the same, because one of my problems is I'll be trading micros like a micro Nasdaq, hitting $30 wins and then wiping it all out with one copper loss. So I needed synergy where I know each trade's going to either get me $150 to $200 or more if I have I have trailing stops in place, so it can make more, but it will it'll make at the very least like 150, and the most it'll lose, unless there's a tick or two of slippage, when if it drops down quickly and the limit order slips a little bit the market order slips a little bit for the stop loss. So but for the most part I'll lose $100. So that way and if I'm doing 2 to 1, if I'm doing 2 to 1, I can be wrong 66.7% of the time and still break even, and I know I'm not wrong that often. So, but I knew I needed to find synergy because trading micro Nasdaq, I could take get four $50 wins on it, which is nice, and then wipe them all out with one copper loss, because my former loss on copper was 187.50. So like last week, I ended up losing about $750 last week, 5 straight red days, but my winning percentage was still above 50%. So I knew I needed to change something, and I think this idea is good, but we shall see. Now I've lost 2 trades tonight, but I was only down 150. I'm only down. What am I down? Take $150. Let me look. Yeah, I'm down $156. So one win will get me back to break even at losing 2 out of 3. And so far, I feel calmer with this idea. Everything's kind of quiet right now. UltraBond sending me a signal. And honestly, you can see there's barely any volume right now on the UltraBond. But it'd be interesting to see if I could have got into any of these positions, because if I had taken this long signal here, looking for 5 ticks, and I could have got 10. This signal would have given me, and I wouldn't have taken this signal honestly because it's the downtrending band. I mean the uptrending SMA line, but that would have given me the 5 I'm normally looking for. And then we had another buy signal. The question is, would I have gotten filled? That is the question. Hi, Emmanuel. Do I have any thoughts on CL? Well, oh, well, I can say it just burst up out of nowhere. 10 ticks up. Um, well, Emmanuel, I don't do any call outs. I just, trade my strategy. Uh, Crude's been more or less in a range since it came down after Biden released the oil reserves. Seems to be heading down right now. But I'm a short-term trader. I don't, I'm not looking. I couldn't tell you what it's going to do tomorrow or even in a few hours. Right now, if I would have seen this short signal, I would have jumped on that and I would have got a win. But right now, it just, I mean, it looks like it wants to trend downward. But I'm just a guy on the internet that's trading live. I can't actually give any real advice on which way an asset's going to go. At this point, I will say this. It's hit this 7104 level once, twice, 3 times, bounced. So for the extreme near term, I would not get back, try and continue to ride this down until it showed me it can break through that level. I've watched him once or twice, yeah. I've never checked out his Discord. I'll be honest, he's a good streamer. He seems very like a really nice guy. I just don't like his whole no stops strategy. And the only the only thing, and I mean honestly, you can use any strategy you want. No stops. I've heard other people doing that, but when you're streaming to that size crowd, I feel like people emulate, try to follow what he's doing. which is why I'm very careful to, explain what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and try not to do anything that's too wild. I don't want anyone to blindly follow me, but you know that with the size of his audience, there's people out there trying, and there's people out there emulating his no stops and those stop losses, and they're probably blowing accounts, and that just bothers me a little bit. And that's nothing against him. I mean, there's nothing wrong if he's comfortable with that strategy and it works for him. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just it feels a little bit icky to be teaching something, or not really even teaching, but showing something that risky to a large audience. Yeah, I agree. I mean, he does. I mean, he interacts. I mean, I guess he even had some sort of meetup with his followers at somewhere. Yeah, like I said, he seems like a really nice guy, and I applaud him for what he's built. Totally. I have nothing. I don't want to be sitting. I'm not trying to badmouth him at all. I don't want, and I don't want anyone to go back to him. Someone's going back to him. Oh, did you hear this new streamer's bad mouthing you? Because I'm not. I respect the guy. I've checked out his, his stream, just kind of see how he does things. Hey, Billy, I'm doing good. How are you? Uh, but yeah, absolutely. I mean, Matt. I've heard he's like the second biggest source of new people that come in the Top Step, which is awesome. I mean, that means he's making great income from affiliate earnings, and he's an asset to Top Step. And so yeah, I mean, I totally applaud what he's doing. It's just I hope that people, and obviously he shows his failures as well as his successes. He does show that his account gets blown. He doesn't hide that, and I applaud that too. So hopefully people see that and realize that his strategy with the no stops might not be the best thing for them to try. That's just how I'm looking at it. And we just see CL did break that 71 here. It's sitting right now at 71 even. Thank everyone for joining me tonight. Those of you on YouTube, please hit that like button. I had someone that didn't like me decide to give me a thumbs down because I banned them. So if y'all can give me a like to get that number closer back up to 100%, for the YouTube algorithm, I love that. Let's see what else is going on. ES is kind of sideways. Russell is sideways. Gas is sideways. Nasdaq is sideways. Hey, I should just record myself selling sideways. Everything's kind of sideways, although copper seems to be trying to come down a little bit. Trading tonight, Billy? Oh yeah. Well, everyone does have their own deal. I, like I said, my only issue is whatever influence he might have over newer traders that might try to follow him. If they tune in on a good day and he, his strategy wins, and then they try to emulate it. Which is, I really try to stress that no one follow me. Even I don't care if I was winning 90% of my trades. I don't want someone blindly following me. Number one, blindly following someone, and if I drop dead tomorrow, then they're screwed anyway. If they don't learn how to do it themselves. That's why, my streaming, I explain what I'm doing because I want people to learn if they like my strategy, I want them to learn how to do it themselves. I mean, I am trying to the the strategy I'm trying to develop here with the super trend and all that. I wouldn't mind teaching that eventually if I can ever get it to be consistent. Whatever strategy I find that finally gets me to be a consistent trader, I won't mind teaching that. But I don't want everyone to ever try and follow me blindly or follow my trades exactly or anything like that. I want them to learn it for themselves and tweak it for themselves and make it their own. But again, yeah, I mean, I try to check him out occasionally. I try to check out Rod occasionally, but 3 out of the 5 mornings I'm streaming 3 out of the 5 mornings during the week, so it really only leaves me Monday and Wednesday to check out other people. Yeah, I mean, micros, you can do almost anything with micros. It's just very slow going, which is, slow going is best to start, but people get into trading to make money. So yeah, they should start off with micros and then get comfortable with that until they move up to minis. At least that's my opinion. Unless they're happy with whatever micros gives them. And I'm just not sure, not sure at what point I would be comfortable going to minis on a counter trend strategy. By the way, I do. I thank everyone for chatting tonight. It's nice having people to chat with as I'm doing this. I've had some Monday nights where I spent the entire stream just talking to myself. And we see here that copper, ooh, is ranging here. Did give us a short signal here. Bounced, of course. It was tight range. It's looking like it wants to break out of that range. So let's put a white line here. I could have entered here as soon as it broke, or here. And it's still going kind of sideways. So I don't know. I'm looking for a bigger move, especially since it already had one big move downward. You know, is this the second leg of that big move? Is there a second leg to this big move? With nothing else moving right now, I don't still have any positive feeling about it yet. Maybe in a few years, all your followers can come visit me at the dream home I'm gonna build in the Pocono Mountains with the millions I make off trading. This would have been a great signal to get on cop. I'm sorry, crude. I don't know. I don't know if I wasn't paying attention then. Let's chart this out because there's nothing better to do right now. I don't. Let's see here. Yeah, it sort of worked. So look over 20 ticks, 10 ticks stop loss. Doop, doop, there, got it. Would not have taken this against the trend. And this one, oops, also. So if I'd just been trading crude tonight and paying attention, what's the ES? ES is showing it wants to start. Maybe it's staying under the SMA line. We have a short signal. Let's see. We can see here that it struggled in this area. And I blow up the crude chart. Well, let's blow up the right chart, people. There we go. You see here this red line. It's hit this line once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So you'll definitely see it break this area here and sustain. We'll see the candle close below that. Quickly, let's go back to crude. So you see so far tonight, I didn't go back. Well, yeah, I don't start charting until 7 o'clock Eastern. So I've been here, no signals. Wouldn't have taken the short signals. This would have been the first signal I would have taken. So crude would have sent me 3 straight 20-point wins. See, I just gotta take more trades. And we see you got this short signal, but it's not really shorting right now. Good luck, Vincent. I'm gonna consider that as well if it comes back down to where the signal fired at 46.64.75. What level did you get in? What price did you get in at, Vincent? Let me see what NQ is doing. NQ is making the same move. NQ sent us a short signal as well. It's well above its resistance areas, though. ES is already down to its resistance or support, whatever. Good. Popping back up. See if it bounces off the SMA. Crude. Trying to pop back up as well. Oops. Does seem like it wants to head down. Yes. Crude's trying to give me a buy signal here. It hasn't yet. Really quite hesitant though, because it just came down. That I hesitant to jump into a buy here. ES reversing. Crude is giving us a buy. Oh boy. Up right before the candle closes, that goes away. When it comes back, crap. No, not taking that. See how the bands are kind of wrapping around it. Want to see that band, those bands stretch. Probably want to see it get it back above where this candle popped up out of nowhere before this is a solid buy. ES sending me a long signal now. Market seems indecisive right now. Previous high from like 20 minutes ago is 67.75. We're about a point from there, and then the previous high, the earlier move is 69. What you doing, Vincent? Still in that trade? Cool. Wait, mini or micro? UltraBond. Okay, so that's what I thought, but I wanted clarification. You said EMS earlier, so I figured it was micro. Just wanted to check. Going to a daily chart here for a minute. See something. 2.336. Okay. Wow. Did a lot of volume yesterday. Trying to see whether things slow down in December or not, but apparently not. Evenings right now seem a little bit slower than normal, but I don't know. Might be my imagination. Gold. Copper. Buy signal, but you see how tight everything is. Downtrending bands. Wait. Nasdaq continuing to go down. ES. Is the ES popping back down? That's trying. Ooh, lots of signals all at once. ESCL, HG. Okay, there's another short signal on ES. Let's jump on that. Let's go join Vincent. Well, let me take that back. Let's join Vincent if it gets down. But yep, okay, that's where it's I wanted it to be. I think. I really wanted down below that earlier low. I wanted down below 46, 64, 75. Keeps getting there and bouncing. Is this resistance anywhere else? Yeah, it's the same area back here. So it's bouncing these like 5 times back here, here again, back here as well. So this is it's got to get below this point before I get in. See what Nasdaq's doing? Nasdaq's also, but it also has that same resistance area. It struggled there twice tonight. Copper's giving me this buy signal. It's really looking weird. 4 straight green candles, but they're all like going nowhere fast. Crude. Short signal. Seems to want to range right now. S&P popping back up off that level. So that's this level here right around 46.64 is very, very hard for ES to break through, to go down further. Bouncing back up to the SMA. Right now, ES is kind of ranging in a 2-point range. Again, sending me a buy signal. Again, I want to see it get above, at the very least, 46.67.75. So that's the range we're in right now. From 46.64 to 46.68, basically. ES and NQ both sending me signals. Both need to show me more than what they're showing me for me to jump at them. Meanwhile, Copper's going to again tell me how much of a fool I am. It's up 6 ticks so far. GC sending a short signal. NQ sending a long signal. ES sending a long signal. Nothing much actually showing follow through. Which one of these is going to go and leave me on the sidewalk? I won't get in an ES. I won't go against Vincent's position. Let's check out gold. Russell. We're going to jump in on gold. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, let's do it. Have an order submitted on gold. See if it fills. Man, I'm filled at 1788.1. Looking for 15 ticks. Stop loss of 10. I thought they took away that 20-second violation, John, on top step. I'm pretty sure I read they took that out a month or two ago. So I still get their weekly newsletters and all that. Oh, while I'm in this trade, let me check the signal here. And gee, never mind. Okay, so while we're in this trade on gold, I'll go over and look through my emails real quick from Top Step. Break even on this trade right now. Yeah, I can't find the email, John, but I'm 100%. I'm almost 90% sure that they eliminated that rule a couple months ago. Walt, are you still here? Walt's with Top Step 2. He would know. Down one tick on this trade. See if gold wants to continue going down further. Even if 1 minute would be fine, even if the rule was still in place. 'Cause I'm pretty sure it was 10 seconds or 20 seconds was their rule, so 1 minute is fine. Back to break even. Now, well, he just started last week, I believe. Last week or 2 weeks ago. Thank you, Walt. I was pretty sure they did, but I couldn't find the email to back me up on it. So gold's consolidating here. I got in late, I think. Here, when did this open? Yeah, I got in like 2 ticks late. Not horrible. What's ES doing? Oh, what's CL doing? What's everybody doing? Copper's continuing to go up, making me feel bad that I could continue to not listen to my old favorite. ES is trying to climb upwards. Crude sideways. Ooh, big move down there on gold. Big spike down all of a sudden. Came right back up. Possibly a stop hunter. Bounced off the third band that quick. Not sure what that was, but I'm 2 ticks up now. 3 ticks. Hopefully that was a something to light a fire under it and head down in my direction. Four ticks now. Five. Oh, there's the train. I hear the train coming. We're up, down. There's up 8 ticks now. Come on, gold. You know you just want to go straight down. Straight down about 40 ticks. Come on. Slow grind down. 8 ticks, 7 ticks. Come on, don't stop here. You know you want to continue. Actually, you should probably check resistance. So we're here. This green line. Next resistance point here is at 1787.2. We're at 1787.5. So we could be seeing resistance here or here. We'll have to watch that. Consolidating here, 7 ticks in profit. This is where I start getting antsy and want to close out the trade for the profit. And if I had listened to myself from that first NQ trade, MNQ trade, I would have had about 50 bucks. But I didn't. Kappa. Let's see what Kappa's saying. Well, copper ended up going up 75 up to 15. 8 ticks. Pulling back now. I believe I have it set that 10 ticks. It'll move my stop to break even. We're at 9 ticks right now. Or we were. Now we're at 8. Oh, there we go. Okay. Stop move to break even. We're up 9 ticks. This comes all the way back to break even. I'm going to probably be a little bit heartbroken, but hey, following the strategy. So far, it's been a nice slow grind down. UltraBond and copper sending us signals. Copper is just a weird looking chart right now. 9 ticks here on gold. Looking for 15. ES, NQ, UB. Oh, moving down here on ES. Hey, Vincent, are you still here? Are you still in that ES trade? Cool. Now up 11 ticks on gold. Very slow moving trade. It's going down about a tick a candle. See how that resistance support line here 3 ticks away. And that's from that here. About 2 hours ago. Almost exactly 2 hours ago. There we go. 13 ticks now. 14. Give me one more. We're right at that resistance. Our support. I call everything resistance, whether it's support or resistance. So in my opinion, if it's getting in my way, whether it's going downward or not, it's resistance. There we go. 15 ticks. My trailing stop has moved. Oh, and immediately got stopped. Okay, I think my trailing stop might have been a little too tight there. I gotta check that, but let's see. Let's check our stats. Okay, we're now only down $36. So that was a $120 win. Executions. We entered at 1781, out at 1786.9. The trade took almost 18 minutes. And now we're only down 36 bucks, even though we've lost 2 out of 3 trades. Thank you. I gotta check something though real quick, and I gotta see how I have that trailing stop in there. Seems like I got knocked out real quick. Which is fine. I didn't want to give up too much, but probably could have. Yeah, it's still going down, so I probably could have got more out of this trade. Let me. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm trailing only by 3. Maybe I want to change that to 4. I'll think about it. So, crude, I mean, yeah, copper, I'm sorry. So that's a short signal while I was in playing with gold. And it's gone 11 ticks so far. Ouch. We talked about that 71 level, I'm sorry, of crude earlier, and it did break it and stayed below it now, and that's 70.84. So that would have been a good entry as well. Coming up on the 10 o'clock hour. Keep streaming probably for at least another half hour, depending how things go. Up to maybe another hour if there's anything exciting happening. And remember, I'm back here tomorrow morning. Probably sounding dead tired, but I'll be here. 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I forgot about FOMC when I was scheduling streams for the week. I had thought about maybe doing a special stream for FMLC Day, but I didn't schedule it. So next time. Gold. So as it turned out, I was there eliminating my trailing stop, and my trailing stop did exactly what it was supposed to do. Because gold reversed basically right at this resistance line again, or support line, I should say. You can see it came down 3 times, but respected that line. Came down enough to hit my profit target. Reversed back, hit my trailing stop, and is now back up to the SMA line. It's right at the SMA line, sending a buy signal. I am not taking it because obviously we have a strongly downtrending SMA line. So there's a good chance it bounces here, but we shall see. Either way, I'm happy that with the gain I got there. S&P back at that 46.65, 46.64 level that it just can't seem to get under and stay under. Crude made an interesting move here. So here's the move down. It's been nice to catch this signal right here. I didn't, whatever. But it came down here, and then look at this. I'm not sure what happened here, but this candle opened at 70.80, whoosh down to 70.59, and then came all the way back up and closed at 70.85. It's now sending us a buy signal. It's up to 70, 80 something, 86. So something had broke third band, probably broke fourth band. Would have been a nice play if you could have, but I think it happened. It was way too quick to play. Been nice though if you could have grabbed an order right there on the third band. Copper, once again, would have reached my profit target. So let's look at the history of copper, and I don't mean like its uses over the years. Uh, Here's here's where I would start charting. Would not have taken this because it broke the third band sideways. Would have taken this short signal right here. That would not have stopped me out, although it would have ran right into this one. So it all been all one trade, one win. Not have taken this one. I didn't take that one. Actually, you know what? I did take this one. This is the one I lost on. Now that I look at it, I should not have taken that one. That's what I need to get better in the heat of the moment trades. This short, yeah, I probably would have taken it, although I don't like rangy stuff, but we'll assume I would have, and that would have stopped me out. So I don't even do that. I almost took that. I didn't want to take this one. This was weird. Into the band and taking up almost the whole space. I thought it was going without me there, but it never really. So this was a win. Now it's popping back up to the SMA line you see, and above. Kind of doing that same move that gold's doing here. Gold still has downtrending bands. Excuse me. Sorry, didn't mean to yawn in y'all's ear. Natural gas, I don't really pay attention to at this point. I need to chart out natural gas to see how my new strategy will work. Have a good night, John, and I'll see you bright and early in the morning. Love to get one more good trade just to get to green on the night. Go into tomorrow morning with a green day and try and keep it. Yes. Yes, sending me another buy signal. Closing down bands and SMA line coming down. And like I said, I am not going to, even if that sends me a great buy signal, I'm not going to enter against Vincent. We need to recruit like 50,000 people to get in the futures that want to trade in the evenings so things are more exciting. That's a nice profit target. Gold again? Gold again. Gold again? Gold again. So gold did come up here, bounced off the bands, heading back downward. Copper once again is making a fool of me. Me and copper. You know, me and copper used to have this wonderful relationship, and now it's just really on the rocks. I'm really starting to wonder where this relationship is going. Copper keeps acting like this. I may need to check out silver. Silver and gold. Oh, another train. So, gold going to continue to go back down, or is it going to go sideways? Well, I think the question there is, can it get below and stay below the same level that it bounced off of at 1787.7? We're back down just one tick away. We're back down to there. Let's see if it bounces again. And so far it has. Yes, this is me doing play-by-play of a tick-by-tick move on gold. Swing better. I never said I was sane. Don't judge me. So this is me another short signal on gold. It is now below that level. That's interesting. Yeah. Ooh, big move down. Well, it's big. It's a few ticks. But let's see. I obviously didn't jump in on this trade. Only because I don't have confidence it's going to continue to break through that level it struggled with. If it does, then obviously I was wrong. But you can actually see, if we look back here, there's actually, I mean, it struggled, it ranged in this little bit of a range right here for 20-25 minutes, and then right here's another resistance area or support area, whichever, whatever. There it's 785.6. So we have constant support areas for it to get through. Now it is through this one by 3 ticks so far. Let's see if it continues to sustain it and see if I was a fool for not getting in. Crude oil says hello. Says I want to go re-short. Interesting. That's an interesting move. Oh, I like that kind of. No, no close resistance is right at a level from this morning. So that's something to watch this morning. It gets through there. Seems to be trying to bounce. And NQ's bouncing up again. Now we can see, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm not much of a trend line guy. I don't draw them out much. If we look at NQ, just in this near term, we are making slightly lower lows each time it comes down. Just slightly. It is now below over here where it came down and reversed. So this is the next major area. ES is probably doing that same thing. Is ES doing that same thing? ES has popped back up. Vincent's trying to drive you nuts. Oops. So what was I just watching? Oh, crude. So far, crude's kind of consolidating. I'm thinking this is going to go up. I'm thinking the indices are going to head up here. Came down, reversed up, traced back below the SMA line, and rebroke the SMA line up. I bet you this is going to head up. That said, it did do that just a bit earlier. Crude is also bouncing here a bit. So good, I did not take that short signal there. Now we're back. We have ES that's approaching back up to that 46.68 level. That's the resistance level of this range between 46.64 and 46.68. So if it breaks 46.68, that could be a sign that we're starting to see a bullish pattern here, at least in my opinion. Came up and bounced off the band, third band. Staying right around 46.67 on ES. Waiting to see whether or not anything else gives us anything exciting. See here, this ES. Boom, no, boom, boom, and boom. That's the range. Technically, I mean, we have, actually, this is the range. It's wick going down by a tick or two below, but this is where we're ranging from. So we're looking to see if it breaks 46.67.25 going up, or 46.64.75 going down. So a 3-point range, and it's been in this range now for about an hour and a half. And I think Vincent's been in the trade the entire time. kind of just staying right below that resistance level. Everything is kind of fizzled right now. Gold sideways. Nasdaq kind of made that same move ES did and just kind of fizzled out. Copper hit my profit target. I might want to point out this is the third. No, that one would. Yeah, 3 out of 4 tonight. If I had been actually trading this, I did take one on copper. That was the one that lost, of course. Um, but so if I had traded 3 out of all 4, I would be up 48 minus 8, 40 ticks. 10 ticks is that'd be $500. I admire your patience, Vincent, because I'm not sure I would have stayed in that trade so long at 1 micro. I'm just not sure, but I admire that you are. Because one of my flaws is when I'm trading just 1 micro or 2 micros, I tend to say, well, you know what? It's only a couple bucks, so I'll take moves that I would normally take if it was a regular mini, and then so I'm not really learning anything anyway, or treating it as if it was a mini and learning that. So that's something that I have a problem with. So Crude's making, this Crude is an interesting chart. We saw, basically it's been a downtrend since all the way back here, which is about 8 o'clock Eastern. So about 2.5 hours now. This has been one just basically downtrend. So, but this last time we see it came down, gave us a short signal here, and it came just grinded up to the SMA lines now coming down again. But coming down, kind of frustrating. See, this is why I keep telling myself I have to take more trades. This is, following the trend. This is a buy before it exhausted. And then 3 straight. This is 80 points. It's a bit slower this time of night. Did you get the answer you wanted, Vincent, about how the Asian markets do, or, the Asian time frame works with your strategy? Or does it still remain to be seen? Now, I've been having a back and forth with a friend. You see him in here every now and then, goes by Jay or J Host, whatever, about whether it's easier to trade off the 5 minute or the 1 minute or whatnot. He likes a higher time frame. And I mean, I understand that. And sometimes it does this is the 5 minute on crude. Here on crude on the 1 minute, you see, obviously you see four straight wins, but it's four trades. Whereas, maybe on crude you can see here I had just entered here off that short signal and just stayed in the trade down through, I don't know. I have no idea where I was. That's the other thing. Where would I stop? But if I just, okay, there's a big wick down. I mean, that's 55 ticks or more if I'd stayed in and ran at just a 10 tick trailing stop. Yeah, I would have got $550 out of that. I really wish TradingView had tick charts. So I think there's something to tick charts versus time based, but I'm just so I just like TradingView and I don't know. I'm sitting here on crude and crude's giving a buy signal. So perhaps as we reach the bottom of crude, reversed off that real big wick down, came down again. This might be your bottom. Which looks like it might be close to yesterday's bottom. Let's put that line up. Oops. Keep moving, crap. Right there's yesterday's bottom. Looks like 770.71. Let's go see where we went down to here. Boom, 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 boom. Well, went below in that wick, but basically just bounced off that same area right here twice before coming back up. Obviously, this weird candle here went down well below, but immediately bounced like within the same couple seconds. Meanwhile, let's check what ES is doing. Oh, ES is still torturing Vincent's trade. Definitely a range right now on the indices. Although, well, NQ was coming down, like I pointed out, this lower lows, but slightly lower lows. Now it's trying to get back up. What's the? That's right, 68 and no wait. The highs over here was 106 and that 111 that popped me out of that trade earlier. It's sitting at 97 right now. Copper is just completely making a fool of me now. Didn't take that trade, and it just continued going. ES, short signal. Maybe I should start taking bets on when it's going to break out of this range. Crude. So after 4 straight wins, this would be our first loss on crude. Excuse me. And honestly, I mean, I didn't take that. Oops, I didn't take that trade, and it'd been good not to because he came down, and you're already showing some signs here of this weird move, some signs of exhaustion, and then you look back to next resistance area from yesterday, and you were wanting to see it break that resistance, and it didn't. It was pretty much a perfect bounce. Best play there would have been the play, the long right off this, and it'll already be up 20 ticks. Yeah, I just like the signals on the higher time frames just seem to come later, and there's less chance to obviously if it's going to trend for a couple hours or all day or whatever, then the higher time frames are good. But it just seems like the 1 minute or 2 minute whatever is just good, better at giving signals to jump into. Of course, I mean you probably get a couple more false signals, but you know that's my goal is to get better at weeding out some of the obvious false signals. Now this, if you see this crude, it's actually a pretty interesting move here. It came back up, and check that in a minute. It came back down. Once it couldn't break it again, it came back. This would have been right even before the signal fired. The signal fired here, but right here, once it re-broke the SMA line, the SMA line was already starting to slightly trend upward. Your bands were starting to slightly widen. So right here would have been the excellent entry. Right here, 70.81. It's already come up to 70.91. So that would have been a good 10 ticks right there. Train again. A lot of trains tonight. Whoa. Okay, Vincent, there you go. Finally broke out of the range. Of course, I wasn't part of it. I was there analyzing crude oil. Nasdaq also big move down and about 10 points. That would have been an awesome signal to take. I was hesitant to take any of these signals because of the fact that it had been stuck in a range for so long. But obviously, once when you're stuck in a range, eventually it's going to break out. It's just where is it going to break out? But it's interesting as we're watching this just kind of explode downward. UltraBond. Hold on, let's check what the bond's doing. Bond might be moving upward. Yep. All right, but if we check our signals here on the Nasdaq, copper pulling back to the SMA line. All of a sudden, as I'm trying to talk, everything wants to give signals. Oh wow, Nasdaq is just bleeding out. Gold with a buy signal here. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of crap happening at once. 1787.8, where are we at now? 1787.3. Trying to see whether or not I like this signal or not. Gold came down, came back up, consolidated, tried again, going up. I kind of like it, though it's having trouble right here at its EMA line. Oh, gold's bouncing. Okay, let's see if this is a pullback for gold or if it's going to pull back to the SMA line or what it's doing here. I thought this was looking good because of the price action. Came down, consolidated, came up, bounced off, came back down below the SMA line, and now back above. But it's obviously I'm glad I didn't jump in there. I mean, it's only going backwards by 4 ticks so far. And I could be sure it was going back up. This would be the greatest, the best entry, but not 100% sure. Can we ever be 100% sure? Okay, so the indices are quickly bouncing now. So they came down for 4 minutes. Nice move down. If I had jumped on that short signal on the S&P, I could have got 6 points out of it. Oh, gold's kind of trying to come back up now. I don't know if I want to wait till it gets above 1787.8. I don't know. So yes, popping back up here now. Gold's kind of indecisive. really try to decide whether I want gold or not. See, I have the chart up. Came up, hit a high of 1787.5 and pulled back. We're at 1787.2 right now. I do have a uptrending bands. SMA line's just barely heading uphill. Wonderful, wonderful sideways action. Rudolph the red nose. So we're consolidating here, and we're enjoying it. So momentary, a couple moments of excitement. Now back to the mundane. ES buy signal. Nasdaq trying to come back up. Gold indecisive. Obviously, I'm not going to touch Nasdaq until it gets above the SMA. Yes, I am, Linux. Probably for another 15 minutes or so, unless something exciting happens. You missed a lot of excitement. I even banned somebody. Or were you here for that? I forget. Yeah, someone from the Earn a Trade Discord that got banned from there after me and them got into a discussion there because they come in and it's a blowhard. They're obviously a fake. They claim they win 90% of their trades. They give away 90% of their profit. Like they came in today, and he came in here, or she claims she, and said that it was a slow day. They only got 243 points on the NQ, and that's a slow day for them. And that's how I knew it was the same person from the Earn a Trade Discord, because it's exactly the type thing that they will say there. And he kept telling people on the Earn a Trade Discord that he could teach them how to do this, but he would never come out and just say it on the Discord. It had to be by private message, so on and so forth. And just eventually, we told him put up and shut up on the Discord, and when I did, he started calling me all kinds of names, and eventually they left and got banned, or we banned them, I forget. And now he just showed up on my stream here, and I didn't think anything of it at first with the name until he made that comment about 243 points is a slow day for them, and I'm like, are you the same person from the Discord? I don't want people like that here, so. Other than that, I've taken 3 trades. I'm not sure if you're here for any of those. I've won 1, lost 2. I'm down 36 bucks. Yeah, I mean, there's someone that wants to feel important or whatever. I don't know what, but I don't want them hanging around here and trying to lure people that might be thinking that they have some sort of magic formula to get win 90% of their trades or whatnot. Plus the fact that, like I say, when I called them out this was a few months ago, when I called them out in the Earn and Trade Discord and all that, they started making all kinds of insulting comments and profane comments and stuff, and so quite immature as well. Yeah, everyone here is trying to learn, trying to get better at what we do, and don't need people like that make themselves seem like they're whatever. Yeah, me and Robin went a couple of rounds before he or she they finally went over the edge and started really insulting me. That was also back before I was a mod and had to watch myself a little bit more. Since I'm a mod there now, I gotta not go too far over and be too rude, since it looks like I represent the company. And I'm not a rude person to begin with. It's not like I'm an argumentative person, but I don't like bullcrap. We're all trying to get better. There's no need to fake what we are, who we are, and what this journey is. Where it serves no purpose. But I'm sitting here looking for one more good trade to try and get back to green. Looks like NQ's trying to climb up here. First person that's gotten banned that's not a spammer on the stream. Of course, they gave the stream a thumbs down. $116,090.5. Do you expect it to bounce on the SMA line there, Lennox? I don't know. I'm kind of surprised that it's getting close to giving back that entire move down there. Yeah, it's looking, I don't know. It was in a range that entire time before, burst out of that range, and now it's going right back into that same area that it was ranging at. Yeah, nothing looks real exciting right now. Everything's kind of slow. And natural gas had a nice 10 tick candle up. I need to chart that out, see whether or not my 15 by 10 works on that. When everything's slow is when I wish I actually traded more stuff. Or there was more stuff worth trading, I guess I should say. It's like when nothing's happening, I want to start checking like currencies. I haven't looked in on agriculture. Yeah, soybean oil actually made a nice move down. Maybe I should have been checking currencies. 22 down to 90, 93, 30, so 30 ticks. That's 180 bucks. Corn kind of going down. UltraBond and gold. Gold with the 6 tick move downward. Into the bands, we seem to be sideways. Let's look at the chart. It's the NASDAQ chart. Wrong chart. Try the right chart this time. Previous low of this recent area was 1786.1. We've seen that hit 4 out of 5 candles back here. So that's we want to see it break that area before we would consider going short. What are you doing, Lennox? You staying in that trade or you out? You're expecting a bounce off the bands? Micros or minis, Lennox? When I have more time, I need to start studying things like VPOC. I don't use that at all, but I see other people using it to their advantage. Stuff I need to still take time to learn. Thank everyone for joining me tonight on YouTube and Twitch. If you're on YouTube, remember to hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't. Still trying to build up this channel, this whole streaming thing. Hope to really do some good stuff with it come next year, especially once after I get funded and get more time. Remember, I'll be back here tomorrow morning at 7:30 Eastern. Y'all should bring coffee. I'll supply candy canes. And I'm back here again Wednesday night. I'm not, Linux, I'm not going, I'm still going to be here for a few more minutes. Yeah, I'm just going through my motions of my schedule for the week. Wednesday evening, Thursday morning, Friday morning this week as usual. I was going to schedule a special stream for FMOC, but I forgot. And then next week, only 4 streams next week because I'm not going to stream on Christmas Eve. This gold signal I did not take. And it's looking like it. Maybe I should have. It did break that resistance level. But not this one yet, actually. This is the one I was actually concerned about. 1786.1, and that's exactly where it bounced again. NASDAQ continues to head up. I wish I had taken this buy signal on the NASDAQ. It's gone up 11 points since. Bending the bands upwards. And the SMA line's heading upwards. Sorry, Linux. Crude sideways. Gas kind of sideways. ES and S&P doing the exact same moves as NASDAQ. Good. Do you have a stop loss in place, or do you have one at least in your mind? Is there, well, what level will you decide to get out if it hits it? I mean, honestly, it's an interesting, really weird move because I mean, it came down harsh, obviously, here, and then it's completely diagonal going up. Usually, you see at least come up, bounce back down under the SMA, and then, if it's going to go up, then recross over. To just go diagonally straight up and is a rare looking move, and it's above where you know started that huge move down. There's no way in the world I would ever enter here where it sent this buy signal, because I would expect it to come up. I mean, maybe for a quick scalp, because I would have expected it to start at least riding down the SMA line or pull back and go. Then if it's going to go back up, or at least consolidate some. But that's so far not what it's done at all. But it's kind of what it's doing tonight. You can see back here, it made this move upwards and immediately gave it all back and consolidated. I mean, now we're basically at this price level, we're back in the consolidation level. Oh yeah, I mean, I honestly, playing that where where you got in, and I would have, like I said, I would have thought it was gonna would bounce off the EMA there, even if it was for a short, short move backwards before going above. Now we are seeing it kind of go sideways here, so maybe this is where it starts showing its weakness. If it's gonna come back down, I'll hang out for like 2 more minutes to see what it'll do. Because I'm curious. I mean, I can watch it out, otherwise, but mm, more green there. Okay, I think that's where we're gonna end for tonight. Ending down at $36. Hopefully, we'll get that back tomorrow plus more. I want to thank everyone for joining me and everyone for chatting tonight. See you back to either tomorrow morning or Wednesday evening. Yep, now. Have a good one, Linux. And have a good one, everyone. Good night.